And then you may leave my house. Oh, hey.
Good try.
Hey guys, Parney here from Dash Car Productions, and got my good buddy here, Andre. Andre, you nervous this time?
No.
I'm nervous.
Why?
I don't know. Because everyone's judging us.
Everyone's judging?
The three people that watch our videos.
Well, you know.
It's my dad, my mom, they're all judging me.
You know what they say? They hate us because they ain't us. They ain't us because they hate us.
I guess. Anyways, today's video we are going to be talking about the new Integra. Now, the Integra, actually, you know, it has a sweet spot in my heart, and that's because I had the RSX.
Yeah, I remember.
If you guys recall, the RSX is actually the Integra. In Japan, they call the RSX the Integra.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Or they call it the DC5. So as you know, I love that RSX. I learned so much on that car. I learned how to change brakes, change oils. The whole idea of how a car runs and the computerized stuff. That's where I learned everything.
Learning the mechanics.
Yeah. That car was tuned. I put a supercharger in it. It's actually a fantastic car. It's just I got older. I needed
It was.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And that thing had 200 horsepower, which is not a lot, and it was never a fast car, but it was light. It was fun to drive. And
VTEC?
And VTEC was really, really fun. And it revved out to like 8,000 RPMs. You rev those cars. Remember we went to the Sea to Sky Highway?
Yeah, I remember.
How fun that was?
Yeah.
It was fun. No, it wasn't fast, but like it was very characteristic, right? It had a lot of charisma, right? Charisma.
Yeah, it had a lot of charisma is a good word to use.
Yeah. So it was a great car. So they killed it off in 2006, and mine was a 2006. And
your run was the last production run.
Yeah, mine was the last one. So they got rid of it until recently. I think yesterday they actually brought they released some pictures of it, and let's go ahead and have a look. I actually looked at it yesterday. This is your first time looking at it, right?
This is my first time looking at it.
Yeah. So what's your first thoughts? Like, you remember how my car looked like, right? The gray one, the RSX?
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah.
I do remember the RSX. It kind of reminds me of the old RSX, but I don't know, it looks very Acura to me. Oh, it's a four-door. Oh.
So it's
they're going after the family man.
Yeah, I guess everyone's buying four doors now, so I'm not surprised they're doing this. It just sells. Four-door sells at the end of the day.
Is this the unveiling here? They use
the prototype. Yeah, I don't know if I like yellow. Like so Integra, they're using yellow. I don't know. I don't really like the color. For the WRX, they use the orange, which is like I think they're using the wrong colors to show off the cars.
Yeah, but the back end looks very much like an Acura. Like it doesn't look like anything different.
No, but it kind of reminds me of the Genesis, the Kia Genesis, I think it's called.
Oh, it does.
The back end, right?
How are the
muffler
tips painted?
So one thing I think is really cool.
What is this wizardry?
The inside of the exhaust tip is yellow, which matches the same color as the body, which I think looks so cool.
It looks.
I think that's the best thing about the car, to be honest.
That's gonna be black in like 2 days.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too. It's gonna get so dirty.
It's a prototype. So
I wouldn't be surprised if it would come like that.
It's got nice body lines though.
It's got nice body lines.
The yellow doesn't show off the body lines that well, but you can see it's got some nice body lines to it. It almost looks like a hatchback. It's a hatchback. It's a hatchback
because that's RSX is known, or Integra, they're known to be hatches, right?
Yeah, the old ones are.
So the front, it looks like the TLX or the ILX. It doesn't look special.
Reminds me of a TL.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything special at all. Where I find like the RSX looked like a very special car. It looked like the word we keep using, unique, right?
Yeah, they pulled a Subaru.
Subaru was disgusting.
Well, this isn't disgusting, but this isn't.
It's not new. It's not innovative in my opinion at all. It's very blah.
Yeah, at least Subaru, like when you looked at their prototype, like their concept car.
Yeah, the concept car looked really cool.
Did they ever come up with a concept for this thing?
Oh, I don't think they did. No, not that I know of. I mean, this is a prototype, but like it looks pretty close to production ready.
I mean, it says Integra, but it doesn't.
It looks like a Civic.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, like even the RSX, the one I had, like,
but it is
the base of it was a Civic, the underlying, but this actually looks That side profile looks exactly like a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
And then the front looks like a TLX or an ILX. It's not screaming anything special to me. The back does look nice, but it reminds me of the Genesis. So it's like, I don't know. They had such a good opportunity to make such a special car, but I think they failed, to be honest.
I think the only thing they got right here was the headlight.
Headlights are pretty cool. Yeah, it's a check mark. Yeah. You see my the RSX Type S, which I had.
Yeah,
but look, it looks slim. It looks light. It looks fast, even though it's not. But it has a nice sporty look to it. It looks sportier, doesn't it?
It definitely does. Yeah.
And then you compare it to.
But if we're to compare,
it's fat.
Yeah, it's a bit fat. But cars have to be fat these days because of the safety.
Yeah, so there's a lot of safety standards. I mean, they have to be bloated.
Yeah, because you need crumple space in the doors and stuff, so the doors are much fatter, and then the cars look different in proportion, and you have to have space inside the car. It's not easy. I know it kind of looks like a I don't know what you would explain, like someone who's been on a McDonald's diet.
Yeah, basically.
But
it does. I think they failed, in my opinion. This doesn't say. I don't want to buy this.
Yeah. They kind of Subaru'd it.
They Subaru'd it a little bit. I mean, I feel like they're putting. It's like in between. Like you have the ILX. Now you have the Integra, and then obviously after that you have the TLX.
It's a safe car.
It's a very safe car.
Safe design.
Safe design.
Right? I would have liked to see them come back to the 97 roots. Ooh. Where they had the round headlights. Nobody's doing round headlights. I think they would make a comeback if anyone tried doing a version of round headlights. But that's just my opinion.
You're right. They played
That was the iconic car.
Yep.
The 97 with the round headlights.
The Integra, yeah. Reach out to the car enthusiast.
This is an enthusiast car.
Yeah. It's going to be, we don't know about the horsepower, but...
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like, design...
It doesn't matter. I will always come back to this. You can put as much horsepower as you want in your mom's car, but no one's going to want to drive around in your mom's car.
That's true.
So, come on, Acura.
So it's gonna have a manual. It's gonna have a manual, which is a good thing because Acura doesn't have any manuals anymore. So
they
bring
don't
that
have
back,
a stick shift,
which is great.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's a rendering.
But that's the same car with a different bumper.
Bumper. Yeah.
So what this car may end up becoming is one of those cars you buy and you modify that.
I think that's what Honda wants, yeah.
And that's what this would have to become.
I'm sure it's going to have a huge aftermarket support. And people, you put different body kits. They're going to drop it, put spoiler on it. I can see it having some potential.
I feel like automakers, they're trying to revive the good old days from the 90s and the early 2000s when people were buying a lot of import cars and they were tuning them and racing them, and they're trying to revive that car culture.
We have to give them props because they don't have to do that. They don't have to put the Integra back.
It's not about whether or not you do it, but how you do it.
Yeah.
And if your execution isn't correct, it's not going to be well received. And if anything, people are just going to laugh at you.
Yeah, it can hurt the brand, and then you just spend so much money on the research and development just to go downhill.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about this car yet, the Nissan Z, which I think they nailed it. That's what I want from the Integra. Like, wow, okay,
yeah,
all right, I want that. And this Integra, I'm like, no, I don't want that.
Exactly.
It doesn't make me excited for like an old school, like you said, they're bringing back these old cars, but they should be exciting. They should go to those roots.
Yeah.
But they're making these cars like bland.
Just like Ford did, just like Chevrolet did, just like Dodge did, just like Nissan just did. They went back to their heritage and they went back to their roots, right? And that's what these Japanese automakers should be doing. The only one that's sort of done it correctly thus far has been Nissan.
Yeah.
The Proto Z looks amazing, right? They took bits and pieces from the 370Z, like the interior and stuff. They just tweaked it up a bit, made it newer.
Modernized
and then
it, yeah.
They took the exact same car, the chassis basically.
Yeah.
And then they restylized it so that they could play homage back to where it all started. And everyone loves the 240Z.
I haven't.
There's a huge community of people with 240Zs, and
Yeah.
there's I myself was looking for a 240Z for the longest time. And I couldn't find one. So the fact that they're bringing back something that kind of gives you that nostalgia, but also brings you to the future, is great. It's so smart.
Yeah.
And like looking at the Integra. That's why we always look back at where it's come from.
Yes.
And you look back to the glory days, and you're just like, you didn't give me any of that.
Yeah, you really didn't.
And that's kind of what you want. There's a designer, I forget his name, but he always says, like, in order to design something new, you have to put in old elements to it so that people will accept it more readily. Because people don't like brand new. People like new, but with some old cues from the old, like from the previous things that came before.
Well, that's just it. When like my artist, I'm like, okay, this car, how does it look like my old car? That's what I want. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, it doesn't.
No.
It
doesn't remind you of anything.
It does not remind. And I was an owner, and I love that RSX. I want to remind everyone, I love that RSX to death. And this car does not do it justice, in my opinion. It does justice to just sell the car.
Yeah.
What's the point of bringing it back? That's my thought. That's my thought. What's your final thought?
I would agree with you there. Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Definitely agree with you there.
That's it for this video. I guess we'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.